Maybe so many of you have been feeling that so much is ending right now, and it takes us to soul contracts. Maybe you can't explain what is happening, like the version of you that used to survive, push, fix, prove, and tolerate just doesn't exist anymore. If you feel like that, you're not imagining it, and you're not broken, and you're not lost, my friend. What you are experiencing is the completion of a soul contract. Yes, I will take you so much deeper so you can understand what is really happening. When it comes to soul contracts, it's a sacred, often invisible agreement your soul made before it incarnated, and now it's fulfilled. The karma is cleared, the lesson is learned, and the version of reality that once matched that agreement is slowly dissolving. So it isn't a loss, it's a beginning of freedom. But like all endings, it can feel like death before it feels like rebirth. So let's talk about what this means and why everything is about to change right now. So firstly, what is a soul contract? Before you were born, your soul chose specific experiences, people, timelines, and even wounds, not as punishments, but as opportunities. Opportunities to awaken, to expand, to remember who you are beyond survival. These soul contracts are energetic agreements. Like, for example, I will incarnate into this family system to learn about abandonment and self-worth. I will attract this relationship to remember my power, or I will play the role of the healer, the fixer, the outsider until I remember I'm not broken. So I stop maybe proving how good I am by trying to improve others or something like that. That's when we shift into a more genuine version of ourselves, when we do something for the fulfillment and wholeness and out of love rather than out of some kind of lack and need. And that's when the new life begins in this present life. Some of these contracts were made with people, some were made with pain, some were made with entire timelines, identities, and realities. And when those contracts are complete, your soul lets go. But your mind may not. You may still feel a bit attached to these old identities, to the old lifestyle, to how you've been functioning in the past. But there's a kind of new part of you that awakens, that inspires you to live differently. Like, immediately when you're in a moment where you would behave like you are used to behave, there's this other part of you that says, oh, no, let's do it differently. Because you see, ego fears death, and there's still, ego is still alive, and you're still identified with the familiar patterns. And completion feels like death, so it feels a bit strange. Like you want to change, you are changing, but partially it feels like you just can't. You can't let go of this old behavior. So you just need to be patient with yourself and observe how this new pull is truly encouraging you to become more real, to become more honest, to become more authentic. So more than trying and pushing, there's allowing and listening what that true you says to you. So how do you know the soul contract is over? Some of you will resonate with this message today. You can know that because you may feel emotionally exhausted by dynamics that once felt normal. Like maybe you were a fixer, maybe you were the one that's been pleasing others. Maybe you were the most kind person in your family, the most positive person. And all of that felt very natural to you, very just like this is who you are. But right now you feel exhausted when you're playing this character. This is how you know one contract is ending. And even though many of these threats were very good ones, they were very helpful and healing for others, that role has ended, and it means the new role is now awakening for you. It's just a new journey, almost like a new life for you. And you just need to embrace it, because you will see that it holds so much for you. Then the second thing that you may feel is detached from identities you used to fight for. The third one is you just feel done with trying to change people, save people, or make things work. The fourth sign that you may feel is physically sensitive, like your nervous system is rejecting your old life. So a part of you may feel like you just want retreat from everything you've been doing, so you can recognize what at this point you want to start. So you may be drawn more into some soft things like art and creativity and dancing and nature and maybe connection to animals and things like that. So notice these things. Another one is called into divide, which is a pause, a space between, worlds. I've created a painting just before the Phoenix one that I've shared with you in one of my previous videos that is called Between the Worlds, or the power of intention. You can go into AttractPassion.com and find it. It's the painting that represents this. It's a guy that is flowing on a book between the worlds, like somewhere between different realities. And that's how sometimes we feel. We retreat from our familiar lives and we just relax. We maybe start studying something that we've been neglecting for a long time, that truly brings us peace, that pulls us back into who we are, or whatever is our way to return back home, back into our true nature. That's usually what we do when we recognize that a certain soul contract has ended. We go through these endings many times in our lifetimes, and every time we go through it, it is intense. And that's what to so many people is happening right now. They're removing themselves from the roles that they've played because they've done their job, and now they're being called into something new. So my message is truly listen to yourself, because maybe your path is changing. You might even feel like you've lost your purpose, but maybe the purpose you lost was never yours to carry forever. It has a certain timing. You're not here to be endlessly tested, or to endlessly just heal, or to endlessly just strive towards something. You're here to graduate. You're here to enjoy as well. You're here to be whole, to live a life of freedom as well. And if it feels like your life is collapsing, maybe you're just releasing this old energy. So why it feels so strange? Well, here is the paradox. When a soul contract ends, the energy that held your life together also dissolves. You might feel ungrounded, uncertain, directionless. Why? Because you're stepping into a reality that hasn't existed yet. You're not going backwards. You're not repeating cycles. You're being asked to trust the unknown without the old roles, stories, or burdens. The nervous system may freak out. You may feel afraid. It says, who am I without these relationships, this purpose, this pain, or things like that? And the soul is saying too, hey, you are free. You are free without that. But that kind of freedom requires grieving, yes, because sometimes it's just a lot, like memories, emotions, experiences, everything we've been through. It's a part of us, right? You can grieve a role, you can grieve the version of you who always held it together. You can grieve the life you build inside a contract that's now complete. So what happens now after that? Now that the contract is over, you're in a sacred choice. What does it mean? You're no longer bound to the lessons of suffering. You're no longer magnetized to timelines of repetition. You're in creation now. You can write new contracts, ones based in joy, peace, and presence. It's like writing a script for your life. And here's what you're being asked to do right now. The first thing is let go with reverence. Don't rush into the next thing. Let yourself complete what was. So just see what is maybe falling apart and let it, even though out of fear, out of survival, you would try to control. What is not meant to work, let it go. At this point, I would say to anyone, follow your inspiration, because your brain will come up with incredible new ideas when you allow them to happen. And I can only tell you from my experiences, I'm an artist, and you see I'm sharing my paintings with you every single day. I receive the greatest ideas when I'm having fun, when I'm happy, when I'm doing something that brings me joy. And sometimes it's not something spiritual, it's a sport. Sometimes I'm on my bike, sometimes I'm in nature, sometimes I'm talking with someone, sometimes I'm listening music. And when I'm happy, when I'm fulfilled, or when I'm meditating, I receive great ideas. So I've stopped forcing my life because I've recognized I just need to raise my energy into a state of peace, into a state of connection, into a state of flow, not by forcing myself into doing it, but by listening myself. What do I need? And I provide myself that, and that puts me back into joy, back into fulfillment. And then ideas come to me. This is how you let go with reverence, by in tuning with a greater joy. Then the second thing that is very important for anyone who's resonating with this is honor your emotional detox. Confusion, fatigue, apathy, these are normal things that are releasing right now. They're not regression, they're recalibration. So let it happen. Some days you will feel off. Some days you will feel brain fog. Some days you will feel like, even though you're doing everything right, maybe you sleep for 8 hours, you meditate, you have the right routines, but you will still feel off. Your diet is well, everything is well, but you're still feeling off. Well, let these emotions be felt until they are released. The third thing you will notice is don't recreate the old story. Important one, because your nervous system will crave familiar pain. Interrupt the pattern with stillness, not reaction. Maybe this is the most challenging part, especially when something triggering is happening. You know that you're healing when you recognize that every time something triggers you, you feel inspired to resolve it instead of just react to it. You may still react to it, but when you step out of the situation, you start thinking creatively about how to resolve it, how to communicate it more clearly or more objectively. And that's how you know you're healing and stepping out of this old reactive way, because now you're willingly creating a new conscious pattern. And when pattern is conscious, it means it's for the greater good. The fourth thing you can do is to speak a new truth into your field. So what does that mean? Well, firstly, notice who you're becoming, or what's the greatest expression of you, and start speaking it out loud, maybe in your meditation. Visualize yourself being that new version of you, so you start rewiring your brain for that new behavior, for that new attitude. Introduce your new self to life, my friend. Maybe you can say, I'm not that anymore. I'm safe to live differently now, or I'm abundant, I'm free, I'm confident. Whatever is your thing that you're stepping in, keep repeating it over and over again. Keep speaking it out loud. May your words be law so it can happen in action. And the fifth thing you can do is allow joy to come without effort. So what does it mean? When the contract is complete, ease becomes your teacher. You will notice that progress happens in this phase by letting go, by noticing what finds you when you let go. It doesn't mean life without doing. It means doing what's aligned with you is a new life for you. And notice what comes to you as an inspiration, as I said before. So yes, you're not anymore who you were. You were never here to suffer forever. And a part of you feels relief, most probably, as I'm saying that. I feel relief when I'm saying that. Because I had periods in my life when I thought that suffering is actually like, I'm cool if I'm suffering, I'm strong if I'm suffering, if I'm willing to take on constantly through some kind of suffering. And it actually felt great because it felt familiar. But then I've recognized, okay, how did I felt when I've been making greatest breakthroughs in my life? I actually felt joy. I felt fun. I was having fun. It was not truly suffering. It was flow. It was focus on something I was passionate about. Suffering came after it when I was not creating results that I would like anymore, and then I've started to believe that I need to suffer, I need to work hard and things like that. And you know, this revelation hits us when we recognize it's fun, it's joy, it's happiness, it's passion, it's love for something that creates progress. It's not suffering. But yes, obviously, sometimes we need to go through this kind of phases so we learn to value ourselves more, to love ourselves more, that we go beyond suffering into inspiration. I'm not saying avoid suffering, I'm saying sit with it, but find an inspiring way to deal with it. And you can only find it when you get in touch with your soul and you ask yourself what you truly crave the most, what kind of experiences, what kind of hobbies and passion projects or whatever it is, what kind of relationships or solitude, whatever you crave the most, give that to yourself. And if you feel like you can't give that to yourself, have an intention for it, visualize it, and work towards it. You see, you were never here to suffer forever. You were never meant to endlessly carry the pain of others. Some of you may be in the process where you are still carrying it, and that's okay. I'm not saying just end it, quit it, and move somewhere else. Just know you're not meant to carry it forever. Know that it will end because you will end it. And you were never meant to be the martyr of your lineage, the emotional sponge, the fixer of broken things. Even though maybe that was your part, it is also ending, or there comes a time when it ends. So track your own timing and notice how events are happening in your life. So many of you are most probably noticing that a lot of these suffering stages have ended because you've outgrown them. You've learned the lesson. You came to awaken, to experience the destiny of forgetting and the miracle of remembering. So what comes now, my friend? Well, it comes greater remembering. More of your gifts are awakening. Yes, the soul contract is done, and the soul now, free, chooses peace. Yes, that's what I feel. I'm choosing peace right now. I'm choosing what puts me into the flow right now. So listen to your voice and choose what speaks to you in that coherent language that gives you peace. Just know that you're not failing if you feel that. You're not giving up if you feel that. You're releasing what has been served so you can finally live from truth, my friend. How many of you feel that? Take a deep breath right now. Let's do it together. Breathe in. Feel your body. Feel your freedom. And breathe out. And say it out loud or write in the comment section. The contract is over. I'm free to choose a new way. If this resonated with you, my friend, you are not alone. Many are waking up from the old soul agreements right now, not because they failed, but because they've completed something sacred. And now it's time to live in the after. Welcome home, my friends. Welcome back into wholeness. I hope you found a great value today. If yes, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, because every single day I'm bringing you new messages so they can help you to focus on what truly matters. And I'm bringing them to you together with my art, my paintings. Paintings can open your mind because through watching this creative process, it opens your creativity and the message opens your heart so you remember who you are. If you've found today's painting inspiring or you would like to see all of my other paintings, go onto AttractPassion.com or the link in the description of this video and you will find all of my paintings there. I channel them. I see a picture in my mind's eye and that's why I feel this strong urge that I need to paint it. So this is my constant manifestation I'm experiencing in front of me when something from my mind becomes real in my reality. So yes, you can be a part of it. You can get a print of my art. Some of the original paintings are still available, so go and check it out if you're into art. And also join us on our Patreon community. That's one way also you can support this channel, where I share more exclusive content and guided meditations, courses, and so much more. And also you can join YouTube membership if you would like to support this channel. So that's how you can also be a part of the community and support system. Thank you so much, my friends. I love you all. I appreciate your support. And till next time, one love.